Hey guys, I'm going live in the shop again, and while I do some really boring work, but necessary work, I will talk to you guys. I thought I'd go live while I do it. What I'm working on right now is, you've probably seen it on my Instagram if you have been following me, but that blue dresser with the drawers that are stained like that, the inside, I don't know if you can really see very well, but it's really like scratched up. There's a lot of like marks and ugly little paint splatters and stuff on it. So I'm going to clean that up with just some off-white paint and talk to you guys. It's really not the most fun job, like the things that people don't really see or the outside, not the outside of the furniture. But yeah. So I am going to take, I've already done one of them that's sitting over there drying. I'm just going to use this paintbrush with some leftover paint from another project. That doesn't have the color. It's not white, it's called Nice and Easy. V168 from the Casson hardware store. And it's just kind of like a really, here, let me see if I can show you. It's a little bit dusty on top. So obviously the paper is white and you can see that the paint is a little bit more of a cream or off-white. So yeah, Valspar is the brand. We're gonna go ahead and clean this up. Like, I wish I could, maybe I can show you guys like how marked up it is in the back. We're just gonna clean that right up. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But anyways, let's get started. After I get this completed and it's completely dry, I will put a top coat on the bottom of the drawers, and then I'm going to let that dry, obviously. Take it to the storage unit that I have full of furniture and pick up another piece to work on, even though I do have two pieces I'm still working on in the shop. I have that mirror, like a tall, full-length oak mirror with also a vintage record holder, which I know people don't really have records anymore, so it could be like a side table or even a nightstand in your bedroom, guest room. So that I have here to work on. But then I'm also going to grab, I have so much stuff in my storage unit that I need to get done for May, I think it's 18th and 19th, the vendor show that I'm in. Yeah, I'm kind of slacking. I think this is actually really similar, the color that I'm using to paint to clean it up is really similar to the color they already used on it previously, whoever owned this before, because it like blends right in pretty nicely, which is good. Sometimes like actual white paint, like almost like primer white, is just a little too much, a little too bright. It's not very warm and cozy feeling, unless that's what you want. If you want kind of like that modern, cut and dry, cold feeling, then I'd go with white. But if you're more of like a vintage person like me, off-white is always the way to go. And you can get like whites tinted with pink or tinted with blue, tinted with purple, any color. So like if you have furniture that is, let's say you have a living room that has red furniture and you want to paint the walls white, you could have it tinted a little bit pink so that it kind of feels like cozy and warm and matches. But that's all personal preference. Okay. Also, I don't have anyone here really. I guess my mom could help me put that dresser into my truck. But knowing me, I'm gonna try to do it myself. And I'll do my best to not obviously ruin anything. But like if I take the drawers out of the dresser and then put the drawers into the truck first and then the base of the dresser in, I think I can lift it. I don't know, we'll find out later. I'll put it in the YouTube video that I'm filming today. I just thought I'd go live because sometimes in my YouTube videos I get comments about how like they don't want to see the boring stuff. They kind of just want to see the really dramatic transitions of sanding or the painting a new color or taking off the paint, like paint stripping and stuff. So like this is pretty boring and a lot of people don't like watching this on YouTube. So I thought I'd come on live and make you guys watch it over live, but we can also talk. So if you have any questions, just send me a chat. Like anything. It doesn't have to be about furniture. It can be about anything about my life. You guys can see, like it's really cleaning up really well. Sorry, I don't have much of a table to like angle you guys. But what I'm doing again is just cleaning up the inside of these drawers with some new fresh paint. Because they're pretty scratched up. And another really fun thing to do if you're flipping furniture is when you have like any kind of drawer, I guess, it doesn't have to be a dresser drawer, but any kind of drawer, to like really make it look kind of cute and protect the wood inside of the drawer, is if you put wallpaper on the bottom. Like it can be new wallpaper, it doesn't have to be the old fashioned where you glue it in. It's kind of like an adhesive wallpaper. If you put that at the bottom of the drawer and it somehow like matches the outside color or just goes really well with the wood tones, it's super cute and it sells so much better if you put the wallpaper that somehow matches the style in the bottom, just the bottom of the drawer. Flip this drawer around to do the other side, but make sure this has a good coat. Okay, I'm gonna flip this around. Really nice to see. Can you tell the side that I painted? And I don't know, I can't really tell in the video, but it's cleaning it up, I promise. Okay, I'm probably getting paint all over my face, but oh well. Oh, hold on, let me try to read that. I should have my glasses on, but I don't. Good morning. And yeah, white paint is probably the hardest paint to buy for someone's furniture, house, like anything. Like white paint is the hardest to buy because it can look nice in the store. It can even look nice when you bring it outside into the sunlight, but until you put it in that house, on that wall, or on that piece of furniture, you really don't know. It's really a guessing game. I do have to say, like, one of the white paints that I've always bought and never like hated it was the Rust-Oleum chalk white paint. Always a good choice. I've never like not liked it. I don't know what kind of color it goes off of, like if it has any kind of blue in it or pink and stuff, but it always works really well and it looks really nice. But I'm also a person who really likes matte, like matte finishes. I think it's a little less plasticky looking, but gloss obviously is way more protective. So if you're doing cabinets and or drawers, like I'm using cabinet paint just because it's the leftover paint we had. But having gloss or a satin finish is going to be more protective than the matte finish. But chalk paint does really well with protection, scratching, whatever. So it's just in what you want, the style and the look. What I want to do, this is super random, and I only was thinking about it because we're talking about painting, but I've been seeing these Instagram trends or maybe TikTok trend of, well, it's mainly couples, but you could do it with your friend or your family or whoever, is that you get a canvas and then you sit it kind of across from each other and you try to paint the other person. Holy crap, isn't it? It's like the most funny, but also kind of like super cute way, like if you were doing it as a date, I guess. Or I guess it could be offensive, depending on your humor. But I just think it'd be so funny to see like someone who's not artistic to try to paint one, or someone who is artistic. I saw one where the girl was very good at painting, and she painted her boyfriend. He looked, I mean, obviously it wasn't a realistic painting, but it looked really cool. And then he showed hers to her, and it looked horrible. It was so funny though. I mean, like he tried his best. And I'm sure mine would turn out horrible too, because I've never painted a portrait before. I took painting in college, like the artistic painting, not like this kind of painting. And we did like rocks and shoes and objects, but I've never painted a person. That seems way, way, way harder. Okay. I would love to design my own wallpaper. That'd be so cool. I think I've tried already to like make up a pattern, but I just never, I don't know if I'm not confident enough to print it out, but I never feel like it's as beautiful as the ones that you see like on Pinterest or whatever, and you're like, oh my gosh, that looks so cute. Maybe if I keep practicing on patterns, I'll get it. I'll make something. Also, another really funny thing that you bring up wallpaper is that I used to hate wallpaper. I used to think, even if it was like cute or like it went well with the room, if it was wallpaper, I used to think, oh, it's so outdated. When I was a little kid. Well, I don't know how little, like in my teenage years. And it's just so funny how my tastes have changed since I kind of grew into myself. So like, I love wallpaper now. I think it's amazing. I think it's cool. I do think there's still some really ugly wallpaper out there, but for the most part, like if you're redoing a room, I think you can pick some really, really good options. Okay, let's see. I'm talking so much that I'm not even paying attention of where I did it and where I didn't do it. But then that also reminds me, the wallpaper thing reminds me of when I was a little girl and I had to go with my parents to like Menards or Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those stores. I hated it, like hated. And my parents, I remember them telling me when I would be in the car, I'm like, I just want to wait in the car. I don't want to come in. They'd be like, someday you're going to like this store. Someday you're going to want to buy stuff for your own house in this store and all that. And I'm like, no, I'll never like this store. When I get older, I'm never coming to Menards or wherever. And now, yeah, I go there a lot and appreciate their selection. Little ignorant Allie. I just think about like that in the form of like, what do I hate right now that maybe in the future I'm gonna love? Because I'm so ignorant to things right now, just like I was back then. But what are they? Who knows? Life is funny. I can tell that when the previous owners spray painted these drawers gray on the outside, they taped the sides so that it was just the dovetails that got painted, but they put a masking tape, but then past the masking tape, they didn't cover that up, so it has like gray spray paint marks all over. Kind of funny. Because I've definitely done that before. Okay, what is this? Oh, thank you so much, the Walker family. That's so kind. So I'm just gonna, I have to paint the dovetails on this side and the dovetails on the other side. And this one I can let dry for a little bit and see if it needs touch-ups. And then I have one more drawer that I need to do. And then we can move on to the next project, which will be putting some more stain on that side table that I talked about earlier, the one that's technically a record holder. But most people don't have records anymore. So, I mean, it can be the side table nightstand. It's really cool. It has like slide drawers. Maybe after I'm done painting, I'll show you guys. I don't know how long that will be, but okay, just being really careful because I don't want to get it on the wood. Okay, so now I'm gonna flip it to the other side because I forgot to do the outside the other one. Gotta be very careful. Not very graceful today. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna get this outside part done. And we can move on to the next drawer. The next drawer is, it's not too bad. It's not terrible with how scratched up it is. But it needs a good coat. Oh guys, I also haven't even opened it yet. Have a bubbler. This is literally what gets me through the day sometimes. It doesn't even have that much caffeine in it, but like, it's just, I'm a weird person about drinks. Like, okay, I'll admit something that is kind of embarrassing, but when I'm working like freelance work and stuff, so I'm on the computer or at an office, I tend to always have 3 drinks started. I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know. I just always notice it too after I open the 3rd drink. I'm like, wow, 3 drinks again. It's usually like I always have my water, like either in a big cup or a water bottle. I have a bubbler, and then most of the time I'll have like, this is also bad, but I'll have a coffee as well. And I don't mind drinking coffee that was once hot, like, and it cools down. I don't mind drinking it still, like some people don't like that. but like I'll drink my coffee like the entire morning, the first half of the day. Like I'll still be drinking it at like 10 or 11. But that's also like an American thing where we have big enough coffees to last us that long. When I was in Portugal, the coffees were little cups, and you sat down and had your latte, and you just chill, and you didn't like have a latte to go. Like that was not normal to get a latte and go somewhere. You sit down and you have your latte. I also really miss Portuguese lattes. Just so everyone knows. They taste so good. But that's because their milk tastes different, their coffee tastes different. I don't know if their sugar really tastes different, but but there's like no way you can replicate that over here. I've tried. Okay, yay. This is ready to sit and dry. Oh, I might have to sand a little bit of these corners to get the white off because it came through a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this over to the other side and then work on the next one. Okay, so last drawer. Okay. Paints that aren't compatible, like with each other. Like if you use two different paints and they're not compatible, or are you talking about colors? I was reading the question on here. It says, have you ever had an issue with paints that aren't compatible? And I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that because maybe I've never ran into it. But like, are you talking about using like an oil-based paint and a water-based paint? Or am I not smart enough to know what this means? Maybe. Okay. One frustrating thing I've learned about buying paint is Benjamin Moore has amazing colors. Like, oh, they have such great colors, and they know how to like market them really well, which is great. I'm happy for them. But when I try to like find someone who has Benjamin Moore paint, or I can order it, but you can't order it straight to your house unless it's just samples. You can't order like the big buckets of paint. You have to order it to like a place that sells it, and then you have to go pick it up. And I think the closest one is like the cities, an hour away. Like that's so annoying. I just want to use your amazing colors. Please just send it to my house. Okay. It's kind of a gloomy Saturday today. I don't know if any of you that are watching are from Minnesota or from this area of Minnesota. It is super gray and sad kind of looking outside. It's been rainy all week. Okay. can tell you guys about the movie I watched last night. Okay, so I've already seen it before, but it's on Netflix and it's called Where the Crawdads Sing. I think that's what it's called. I've seen it in theaters and it was good, but I watched it again last night. Definitely a good movie. I would recommend. I mean, it's sad, but good movie. So if you're looking for a movie to watch, you can watch that one. Just so you know. Yeah, it was a good movie. I think it was you who recommended it to watch, but I've already seen it. Sometimes when you're scrolling on Netflix and you're just kind of like over trying to find a movie, you just watch one that you've already seen. That was kind of me last night. I did try to watch this new series that it was like recommending, or it was just new on Netflix, called like My Little Reindeer or Reindeer or something like that. And it was like a stalker weird series, and I was like, okay, I'll just try it. Nope, not for me. It was so weird. The first episode wasn't too bad, but then it got super weird in the second episode. And I'm like, okay, I want to sleep at night, so it's not like scary, it's just creepy. I mean, it could get scary later on. I'm not going to finish that one, so just my 2 cents on that series. There's so many movies on Hulu that I want to see, but I don't have Hulu. Sad. Oh, and the only reason I have Netflix is because I use my parents. I'm poor. I can't afford those things. I spent my money traveling to Portugal and then coming back. If you guys don't know, I spent over $1,000 for a one-way ticket back home. I wouldn't recommend that, but I had to. Okay, I'm going to do the outside of this one and then switch to the other side. Do you believe in love? I get the most random songs stuck in my head. I haven't even heard that song today and I don't know how it got into my head. Careful. You know what's weird about lives? Best 1,000 I spent last year on the Portugal ticket, or to come home from Portugal. Yeah, I guess it was just needed. That's all I can say. It was needed to happen. But I don't know if this is bad to tell people how much you spent on your car. But when I got back from Portugal, I had to buy a vehicle because I was so sick of not being able to drive anywhere, but also needed a vehicle to go pick up furniture. And so I looked at trucks. I spent $3,000 on a truck. Actually over $3,000 because, you know, taxes and whatever. But it's just saying, after coming back from Portugal, my money went like, because I had to rebuy clothes, I had to rebuy everything. Whatever. I still don't have very many clothes. That's fine. Who cares about clothes, right? Who cares about clothes when you can be buying paint for furniture? Okay, flipping it around to do the other side, and then we're gonna be done. Oh, I was gonna say, the weird thing about these lives is I'm kind of like talking to you guys because you guys are in the chat, or the chat. But I feel like I'm talking to myself. I do that a lot, but it's kind of like showing you guys that I talk to myself a lot. I'm a weirdo. Shameless. I've heard people really like that show too on Netflix. I don't know if it's my style, but maybe I'll give it a try. See if I like it. I'm usually super picky on what I watch. My favorite kinds of movies are like old World War II movies. Those are my favorite. Or just old vintage movies. Not like they were made back then, but they were made now about back then. Like The Notebook. Come on. Can you beat that? No. And then in The Notebook, the girl's name is Alli, so I'm a little biased. Oh, in any movie, even if it has like a terrible storyline, but it has old houses in it, I'll watch it. I love old houses. Just like sometimes the movie could be the worst movie ever, and I'll just watch it so that just in case like they go inside the old house, I just want to look at all like the old wood paneling, the stairs, the windows, the arches, the details, everything. I love it. Like I also watched this like kids movie. It was about like a haunted house. The old one had Eddie Murphy in it. I don't know if the new one had Eddie Murphy. I don't think so. Maybe, did it? Maybe it did. I don't know. Because I was paying attention to the house more than anything else. So if you guys know any movies with old houses in it, I'll watch them. Well, The Notebook, it also has an old house. I didn't even realize that until like right now. Like I love that about the movie, but I never realized that's probably why I really love The Notebook, is because of the old house. Nicholas Sparks movies. Yeah, Nicholas Sparks is good. I used to read his books. Like I used to be that girl who read the Nicholas Sparks books during the summer. I was that girl. The books are always so much better too. And I hate when people are like, oh, the books are better than the movies. Yeah, I know. That's mainly always the case. But like, it's so fun. I mean, for me. Gosh, I'm probably gonna sound such like a nerd, but it's so fun to read a book before you see the movie because you can like imagine it the way you think it looks and the way you think it like comes together and the way that you like perfectly in your head. You imagine it perfectly how you want to read the story in your head, and then you watch the movie and sometimes it's even better, or sometimes you're like, wow, in my head was way better, or whatever you want to think. But like, it's almost like you get to relive it after you read the book and you like imagine the whole book in your head. You get to relive reading that book or watching that book again. Okay, we just got the outside left on this side. Gotta do the outside. We're gonna go over to dry, and then I'll show you guys the next piece that I'm working on. I won't do it on live because I have to do that on the video. But I'll show you guys that, and then I'll I'll say goodbye. I remember when I used to be so scared to do these lives, but after filming myself for years now, it's really not that bad. It's really not. As long as you're good at talking to yourself, you'll do fine. Okay, let's get these dovetails finished. Little bitty bits of paint. Ooh, that was a good brush. Okay, we are done with that. Let's take this tape off and then go bring it over to dry. And then I'll bring you guys over to, ooh, this one did good, the other piece of furniture. Okay, I am going to bring this over there quick and I'll be right back. I'm going to show you guys the other piece now, the other piece of furniture that I'm going to work on. Ugh. I probably have paint on my face, whatever. Let's take you off the stand and bring you over here so I can show you. So this is what I'm working on now. It looked a lot worse than this yesterday, and I sanded it down a little bit and restained it, but the top needs to be stained again because it's a little off color, but like I also have to restain the inside still. The inside's a little beat up and dirty. But like, how cute would that be as a, like, just like a little nightstand or side table in your living room? Super cute. Again, I have to not redo it, just add another layer of stain on the top so that it matches the rest because it's obviously way lighter. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I don't know when my next live will be, but I'll probably randomly just pop on someday. Okay, bye.